cooking channels.
Recording is on.
Nice.
Most horrific cooking channel. How's it going?
Welcome back, Luke.
Yeah. Welcome everybody
Welcome back.
for the Mac Community Call, Tuesday, July 30th, 2024. I was not in an accident. I was not dead. I was vacationing offline in Western Colorado. It was great. Sounds like you guys had a good call last week in my absence, and I'm glad to be back on today. Hope you all are having a good one. I've been trying to catch up with everything that went on last week. It seems like there was some cool stuff with Moonwalk happened and a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, I think why don't I kick off to? I think Drew, are you going to do who's going to do the deck this week?
I can be Jenny for today.
Yeah.
I have the longest hair.
All right.
I think it makes more sense.
All right.
So hello, everyone. Glad to be here, and I'm excited for this one. So for the spaces of this week, we have this August 2nd, this Friday, an upcoming spaces, the power of product gamification. These will be featuring Neos Tokyo, Style Protocol, Moonveil, Spin Top, and you got to tune in to learn a little bit more about it. The past week, we had the spaces with Kibi, Found, Keep, Humanoid, and Hey Wallet, and it was about the benefits of integrating blockchain and technology. I was a bit conflicted of featuring two other spaces that me and Battern were guests on, but X rug this hard, so I'm not featuring those. We ended up not showing up, sadly. If only that was a more private alternative. Also, I know that you were yesterday, technically. I mean, it was yesterday on your side of the planet. You were on a Spaces How to Properly Do Tokens with D-Labs.
Yeah, it was pretty good. We talked about all sorts of different things, but it was interesting because most of the projects were like new gaming ones, and then I was on to talk about BAT and stuff, and we talked about a whole bunch of things around that. But it was interesting.
Were they mostly Web3 gaming?
Yeah, it was gaming, like D-Labs, just Web3 gaming, and there were a couple other projects that were there too that did Web3 gaming, and they were all talking about like when's the right time to release a token, what type of token, like what's important about it, etc. And then I talked a lot about like how really, I mean, tokens are like, you got to make sure you have a reason to do it, and basic stuff, but some history on it, and I don't know, it was an interesting conversation. They had a good host too.
Tokens have got a reason to do it. Meanwhile, meme coins.
They talked a little bit about meme coins too, but it was cool because it was like gaming related, and we could talk about like having a game's important. Like we had a browser right when we did our token, so like you're kind of not just doing vapor paper stuff. It's like actual products and things like that.
Yeah, a lot of things changed. Like nowadays, anyone can literally make a token. It takes like 20 minutes, if that much. I think in a couple seconds actually could make one.
Yeah, I saw a link to, what was it? It wasn't pump.fun, but it was one where you could like short everything too. That was tweeted out today. I was like, oh my gosh,
I think it's dump.fun or something like that.
That's right. It's in the devil's toolkit, I think. It's one of those things where you wish you could uncreate it, probably.
Meanwhile, back to the spaces. I'm unsure if we're going to be guests in any other spaces in this week. I was reading through the message. I didn't find any. But if I'm wrong, please correct me. Moving on to Moonwalk, I'll let Battern speak on this because he's more tied to this project than me.
All right, yeah, Moonwalk. It's an app. You can log into it with your wallet, and we've got a little thing going on with the moment with Brave and Wen. So we put into a prize pool, and to join in, you have to put 10 USDC in. And if you don't walk your 10,000 steps every day, like I haven't been, you lose your 10 USDC.
I heard that both you, Jenny, and Drew were participating. How's that going so far?
For me, not so well. I did pretty well up until Sunday, and then, I didn't do it, and then I didn't do it on Sunday, so I didn't do it Monday, and I didn't do it Monday, so I didn't do it today.
Appreciate you, Battern.
Yeah,
I'll
no
take that.
worries. Enjoy your share of my 10 USDC.
Yeah, exactly. But I think also from the community, I think Belladone and Bowles are doing it as well. As far as I know, there may be some others. I'm not sure.
I remember you walked like a ridiculous amount in distance. How many miles was it? Or how many steps, sorry?
Who?
You.
Oh, me? I mean, it depends. But like actually lately, I've been struggling just to get the 10,000, but I've hit it every day so far on the thing. But yeah, sometimes I do, 15, 20.
I remember like Jenny complaining because you hit like a ridiculous number, and everyone was asking how.
Yeah. And there's some other people in there that do a ton of walking, or it's crazy.
I'll try to link in our Twitter post or our X post so you can more seamlessly join and see everything.
Don't quote me on this, but I think if you've missed the start, then you still get counted, like because it's going off your Apple Watch or your phone. If you've all it counts the steps from the previous day from your device anyway. So I don't think you're too late.
I think that day Drew had a ton of steps was that day I made him walk everywhere in Nashville.
That makes sense. I
Yeah,
think that you can still join because I just created an account and it does show up everything like in place as it should be, and it does show Brave and When logos, and it does show me the steps on how to win the 10 USD daily. So should be possible for you to still join. That's
good question to ask. I'll ask and see if I get a response. If I do, I'll update in the chat here.
sounds good. All right, I think now is Ambassador stuff from Battern. Take it away.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm doing it since we've got Jenny and everything's doing pretty good at the moment. I thought I'd go on about the state of the Bat Ambassador program in 2024. Current numbers: we've got 5 leaders, 44 ambassadors, 15 attaches, and we currently have about 70 or so potential members waiting to be interviewed. It's been a good system, actually, having people turn up to an interview and having a conversation with them, because you find out who really cares, Like, if people just have to join a Discord, then anyone will do that. Some of the activities we've got going on, we've got people seeking out partnerships, creating memes, content creation. Scott did a really good presentation on that the other day. We've got people raiding, so we're trying to get people to seek out tweets which are kind of like relevant but hidden away. Like sometimes you'll find them talking about privacy or talking about like advertising or other browsers, and we might not see these tweets. If people find them, we can put a spotlight on them and brigade them. The actual origins of the term brigade is from Reddit, where people would like go to a post, mass upvote it or mass downvote it. But yeah, looking for X Space hosting. Like AidMac's been doing pretty good on that recently. With like now that we've got like the Friday kind of lockdown with Unfungibles, I'm trying to bring back kind of like the old community community ones, where we'll like have a conversation with another community, learn about what they're up to, and they can learn what we're up to. Obviously, regional localization is still going on. Online event hosting is a big focus at the moment. We're trying to get more games going on, and IRL meetups, always want them.
It's also like a great way to better promote partnerships that are ongoing or about to start.
Well, it's a good way of actually just kind of like finding out if there is actually any room for a partnership. Like it's such like one thing I've been learning recently is like everyone wants. It's just like real life, really. Well, not real life, because not everyone wants to be my partner in real life. But being a Brave, everyone wants to partner with Brave, and it's like really like what you got to make the juice worth the squeeze, as Jenny always says. Like what I've noticed like recently is like if you concentrate on 1 or 2 partnerships, they tend to come out a lot better. Yeah, that's
true that.
my ramble on partnerships.
Agreed.
Yeah, you can spend all day just be like, oh, what can we do? What can we do? Was there a slide before this? No. Okay.
No, this one.
All right, good. So the incentives, we've got bat payback monthly for Zeely. I've got the next batch ready to go. We've got theme swag, got NFTs at the end of each season. A new one, which not everyone might know, is we've got a bunch of Brave theme ledgers for Ambassador of the Month coming up, and getting extra support to do the things you enjoy doing anyway.
Also, like currently we have only one ambassador meeting, and you had a suggestion that I really liked.
Oh, yeah, I really want to get a later meeting going on because we've got like such an international program. We've got people in every time zones, you know. Not everyone could turn up to 6 o'clock on a Monday, you know, at least in GMT. But like I've started having earlier meetings where like 1 o'clock. With the last season, it tended to just be me and Stan on the call every now and again, or there's like one other person would randomly turn up. But we've had about 4 people at the last one, like everyone from Africa. Like they hadn't actually spoke as a group together, but they discovered they actually lived in the same place, so they'll probably be able to work together now.
It's really crazy, like the globalization that we are reaching with this program. Like we have people all over. It would be interesting maybe to feature all of the flags that we are covering worldwide.
All right, that's one for you this week, G.
We'll do it for next week, for next Bat Community Call.
That's a slide covered.
Fair enough. On to the next slide, shall we?
Yes, please. So actually what's been going on this week, we've had AidMac organise a space with Core DAO. Scott shared a presentation on content creation on our call. We've got the ball rolling with Brawlers who might be with us tonight. They said they would be. I'll DM them. We moved over to Leap Poker for our weekly game now, which I think it's way better. Like it's got a bunch of Web3 integrations. You can make like a clan. And yeah, it's just the main thing for me is that it's just you can set it up and it'll just do the same thing each week. Oh, that's a new one I made. That's what I made. I've been making for like each of the different tasks. I've been making like that one's for the raiding one. I've got like one for the memes one you've seen. But yeah, I've been really loving AI image generation.
Awesome, so the Brawlers thing. I mean, I saw that the tweet with the video looks awesome. I mean, maybe you want to. Are folks familiar with what that's all about? Maybe you shared.
I think we talked about it last week, but if they're not turning up, I actually myself, I was really keen. Like when I first came along, I saw him at the booth, and I was like, "This is really cool." And then it went through like kind of development for ages, and I'm kind of like, "Okay, what's going on here? You know, cool, yeah, whatever." But it happens. And finally, I click on the link the other day, and I see the Brave Lion just smashing the crap out of Clive, that D Gods guy. It's like yeah, like it's basically like it takes like the price action of the coin and of each coin involved, and it turns it into a fight. Like so, if someone like market buys, it does like a special move or whatever. But like if you get like if you sign up now, you get like 1,000 free credits, and you vote with those credits on which one you think is going to win. It's the same as like Karate Combat kind of thing.
But the fighters in Karate Combat aren't motivated by the price of the token.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
There might even be some kind of synergy between Brawlers and Karate Combat, and we'll get a triple way going on with Brave. Everyone's fair.
The graphics look super cool too.
Yeah, it's like I was really impressed by it when I first saw it. Like the idea is good, but then you see it moving, you're like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I like the graphics too.
Balls asked if we can get Carlos do an influencer fighter against anyone, like an Opera or any other browser. Vivaldi will also be cool. So that would be interesting.
That'd be hilarious. Like, or even Samson too would be good.
Oh, Samson, yeah.
Jiu-jitsu.
They fight more on the ground though. I don't know if they can fight on the ground in Karate Combat.
Yeah, they can in Karate Combat. So yeah.
Well,
Well,
if we couldn't, we could buy so much karate that we could change the rules.
All right, next slide. We actually have some moves on Brave.
Oh,
Oh, look at that.
yes, I like it.
I spoke to them about making it into like a Street Fighter 2 clone where you got to control them, but apparently that's not on the cards.
Hey, Battering, how does it work as far as like when the fighters, like how do they decide which fighters fight against each other? Is it just kind of randomly goes through the
I
different
think
fighters,
random,
or
but I've been speaking to them. Apparently, we can have a couple of hours of Brave fighting everyone.
no?
Like we have a space at the same time or a watch party and see how it goes.
That'd
Yeah,
be cool.
cool.
And they're a really, really keen team.
And then we just pump that while they fight. So
Yeah, we'll just like mark it by. Yeah. Yeah, we need to get Lee in the chat.
The moment we've
They
been
should be
waiting for.
joining. They said they would at least. We'll see.
That would be hilarious.
Right, on the next slide. And it's an Echo update. So currently I've been working on Echo. It has had a major advancement. I showed some things the past week. Currently we're featuring, I believe there are 5 meme coins. Guac, then would be Wen, Woofy, sorry, and there's another one that I'm not remembering. Motai. So all of those that have been featured. Okay, I had to check if the headset had the microphone off. So all of the ones that have been featured on the MemeCon campaign that we ran on Brave Ads will be featured here, and Luke will also be doing community posts sometime soon talking about this that will feature on the next issue of the magazine. Right now, this is what it looks like. It has an artwork, like a full page artwork, and then it has like a page about all the sites that I could think of that I could put into one page. That is its all-time high that you can see on the graph where it heats, the all-time low where it heats. Below is the information when those dates were hit. I don't have like something to write below the total supply. That's why it's mimicking the same thing on all-time high. It also has a circulating supply, the price against USDC, and the current market cap and the percentage of the circulating supply. So if there's any other thing that I can think of that I could put in here or that anyone suggests, I can make space for it since it's a big page. And I believe it could feature all of them. Right now, the date is set for September 25. And these are 3 artworks that I made especially for this edition. And I was talking with Moonbeamer about having possibly some traits for this issue. So one would be common, would just be in a normal magazine. The next one would be rare, and it would feature some variations of the artworks and maybe some other artworks just as extras for whoever holds it. Regarding Shrapnel, I showed this past week, but in case you missed it, here it is again. These are the concept art that they sent our way, and the suggestions were very, very mild. Went for the 3rd one, the last one here, and we just want the Bat logo to be a little bit more evident rather than the Bat Community sub logo. And I like the stars here, so I included them here. So that should be it. It should launch sometime around August. I'm unsure about this date. This is still something that we're working on and making happen. But hey, again, like if it's free and if it's good, it's gonna take its time. So I'm excited about this one, and maybe there's gonna be some more things alike that will come on the future that can provide some NFT utility. And I'm still exploring to provide some bad use cases long term. One good way would be, for example, partnering with Tensor and just allow people to buy the NFTs in case they missed it with BAT, or even sell it for BAT would be interesting to see. Something that we're just seeing if it's possible or not. These are the 2 NFTs that are coming. The left one is for the Shrapnel weapon skin. It will not feature that random gun skin that was from another project that I'm just using as a placeholder. The last one, once we have the final render, will be of our gun. and on the right is the cover for Echo's next issue of Meme Coins. And that's it from my end, so I'll pass it over to Godson.
Oh, hey, yeah. Thanks, Jenny. Hello,
Got it.
everybody. Hello, everybody. My name is Godson. I have your African Ambassadors update for the week. To be honest with you guys, I've been thinking about changing, the name from like African Ambassadors to like African Amigos update or something. But my wife said I'll get fired if I do that. So I'm just gonna keep calling it the African Ambassadors update. A couple things happened this week. Shout out to Alfred. He was able to attend the L-Bank event last week on Saturday, and he got to do a little presentation about Brave. Talking about like the stuff we do with blocking ads and the wallet and everything else. Yeah, he also pitched some ads leads for us, but nothing on that just yet. Maybe next week we'll see. I would have put the video on there, but it was a little long, so I figured I could just like post it somewhere and then like send a link or something like that if anyone needs to see it. But yeah, moving on. We have another Adamax space coming up on Friday. Shout out to Byron because I'm probably not going to make that one again. It's at 5 a.m. in the morning. I literally can't do it. Yeah, it'll be with a new like prospective partner called CoreDAO. They are EVM L2 built on Bitcoin. There's been a lot of back and forth between the African ambassadors and them in DMs and stuff over the past couple of weeks. I believe they're going to send us a proposal, partnership deck or something, and then when we see that, I'll let everyone know what's up with that and stuff. But if you can make it to these spaces, like Byron was saying, sometimes it's just four of them in there talking to each other. So if you can make it to these spaces, if you're on the old world, right? If you're on that side of the planet, consider showing up to those spaces and lending your voice and stuff. Moving on. So ETH Safari is coming up next month, I believe. I don't know if you guys remember, like there was a guy called Jason who was interested. I don't know who's like echoing there, but if you can mute please, thank you. So yeah, we had a call about something called Utu a while ago. They didn't end up buying ads and stuff, but turns out the guy who is like the founder of that project happens to be like a core organizer for ETH Safari. So we were looking forward to some sort of partnership with them. I have booked a call for Friday with him, so we'll discuss like some form of partnership, partnership, like maybe a swap or something like that. But yeah, we'll see. And then I'll bring up whatever happens, like whatever we discuss on next week's call. Stan and Shidi have already expressed their interest in going because the East Safari conference is in East Africa, so both of them are already there. So they might most likely end up going to the conference on our behalf. And then finally, Funbank. Luke, I know you mentioned last week, have I talked to them and stuff, and I told you that I will, and I did. I was able to present the stats to them and all that stuff. They asked me to send them the stats so they can then go on and try to convert some of their infrastructure partners and stuff. They had a couple questions about being able to buy ads promoting like wallets and stuff, considering Brave also has a wallet built in and stuff. So I was able to, I've been going back and forth with some people on the ads side of things, Steven specifically, try to make sure like we can actually work on some of these proposals they're coming up with. So hopefully we can close something on that side probably by the end of this week or next. And then, we'll finally get some sort of like return on that investment. I wasn't sure if I was allowed to send them the stats on the partnership, how much impressions were sent and click-through rates and that kind of stuff, because it's a complimentary campaign. But pretty much everyone I've talked to said that it was okay. So we'll move on, and then we'll get some feedback on that.
Sounds good, man.
For me, yeah. Thanks. Welcome back, by the way. We missed you last week.
Sorry, my responses were delayed. I was like really trying to unplug last week.
I'm not gonna lie, you were still a lot in the group chat. So because I have that the brigade message on like notifications. So it'll pop up and say Luke, and I'm like, isn't this guy supposed to be on vacation?
Well, like I heard that someone said I was dead or something, and I can't let that stand. And like I was trying to like snooze them as they were coming in, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go say something.
It's okay.
The FUD is bullish, but still.
Yeah, no, it's all right. But yeah, that's me.
I'll sync up with you like after like over DM.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
All right, my turn. So, yeah, like mentioned, a few of us were out at Bitcoin Nashville or for the event, mainly Karate Combat event. Me and Bowles and Moonbeamer met up there. And let's see, Carlos from Brave was at Bitcoin Nashville as well and the Karate Combat event. This time I decided not to dox Bowles. Sorry, bud. But but yeah, overall, I think things went well. Like met a bunch of people, talked to a bunch of people, and like Banner said earlier, everybody's always interested in Brave and working with Brave and stuff. Got a beanie to Dancing Eddie, who also works with Cube, Luke, but and got a picture with him with the beanie on, but. Yeah, lots of fun. Is well attended. Lots of people there. Lots of people in the space that attend those. RFK Jr. was at the Karate Combat event. Hawk Tua was at the Karate Combat event. A few other celebrities and stuff. But she's living up her 15 minutes of fame there. But now things I think are going well with that partnership as we continue that. And kind of going into the next thing of the sponsorships and partners and things like that. I've talked to a few of the fighters. Actually, the one that's in the picture with me and Bowles, his name is Shazaib, and he, they're interested in maybe doing a sponsorship for them. Doing maybe some exchanges for him, and I guess ideally would get him, wearing some Brave gear, things like that. When he comes out or maybe when he does interviews, things like that. He's from Pakistan and has a pretty big following out there. He's kind of become a bit of a, I guess, celebrity in Pakistan since there's not, I guess, too many Pakistani fighters. So that's something we're working on. Bowles has been pushing along the Mad Lads, doing a new tab takeover, for I think Brave Talk ads. Kind of like what we did with the Budget Penguins and Savvy Seals. And then another one I'm talking to is Sugar Town, which is by Zynga, the game company. They're looking at doing something as well like that, similar, and maybe some other collaborations and stuff as well. So then, and then upcoming, we've got Vegas next month with Rare Evo conference. That's August 15th through 17th. If anybody's in the area or nearby, let us know. We could probably get you some tickets, I think. And so anyways, that's, I think, what we got going on. Oh, one other thing we have, and it's been in the works, so we've talked about it before, is the doing a burn for bat on Soul Incinerator. And I think we're doing it through a quest with our partner Bandit. And I think everything's pretty much lined up. We just got to iron out a few wrinkles and get dates set up for that and whatnot. And actually, I just saw yesterday that Soul Incinerator had flipped Pump.Fun on the most used Solana dApps or dApps, and so more things are getting burned than created maybe at this point. We'll see.
Oh my god.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know. I don't know if that's accurate, but they did flip them on the trending Solana dApps. Yeah, so I think that one will be fun.
Nice.
I really love seeing the picture of Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10 Inu guys. It's great.
Oh, it's funny actually. So Morelight's the guy in the middle there. He actually is the guy that fought BitBoy back in whenever it was, several months ago. And he when I talked to him, he was like, "Oh yeah, Brave is awesome. I've been using Brave for a long time." And he's like, "It's been great because he's like, thanks for putting my picture and stuff up there because some of the action photos with him and BitBoy were on there." And he's like, "It's been great. I've been getting calls from like ex-girlfriends from like 5 years ago, like saying they saw me on Brave browser. Ask them, are you a fighter now or something like that?" So it's pretty funny that
It's hilarious.
he's getting a bunch of calls from people and stuff because he was on Brave browser.
These guys are great. Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10 Inu. I really love saying the name, and they have like some really legit merch.
Yeah. Oh yeah, their stuff is good, and Ticker Bitcoin. I mean, this is they're genius. You know what I mean? It's great. So, and good guys. Yeah, they're fun. We actually met the other guy there, Yo-Yo, and a couple of the other guys the first time we went to the Karate Combat event in Vegas. Yeah, so it's been they're pretty cool. Yeah, they got some cool stuff.
Right, that's it from our end. Thank you, everyone. Join every week for weekly fresh updates on
Nice.
Look.
All right, cool. Well, I am very behind on everything, so I don't have a ton to announce. I think we're doing I'm doing like 3 podcast interviews this week, but I think we can open it up for questions and stuff. I mean, I think one thing that's been topical or whatever, one of the first things I saw when I signed in yesterday was that people were highlighting out how Google results were coming back kind of fishy, and Brave ones weren't. So I think I tweeted out a bunch. I know that Mr. Millennial and I think Drew and several others too were calling that stuff out. If you guys notice that stuff, feel free to paste those tweets in or whatever. I think these are good things for us to call out, those differences where Brave being independent matters. But I think we can open up the floor for questions if folks have them, or whatever you guys want to talk about. Let's talk about stuff. I don't know. There's
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there any ETA for the community post regarding the meme coin project? I'll just call it meme coin project because I think.
No, I'm hoping to get that draft done this week. I was close and then vacation, so now I'm back. But let me get it done this week.
No worries. From my end, you have until the 25th of September. So
keep on me, please. But it'll be done before then, for sure. But let's get it in there. Cool. Awesome. Echo update too, brother.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
How was your vacation?
It was fantastic. I was in Western Colorado. There was woodwork going on. Played some golf, spent time with the family. It was fantastic. I recommend people go there if you haven't been there. It's pretty amazing. but yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to Rare Evo coming up. We're also doing like a golf tournament next week in Pasadena with the D Golf guys and Vayner Sports. So we'll probably have some picks floating around of that. There's going to be 2 Brave teams competing, which should be pretty cool. Drew's asking if we had a on-chain rewards update. So I'm checking in on what's going on with the Helios node stuff, but I have a meeting with Chris I think this week to go over the next cohort. I tweeted out before I left last week that we were looking for the new cohort that we're going to open it up broader to, and calling out for people to put countries that they want us to cover. I think mainly because this go around, I really want to make sure that the next cohort are from countries where people like got cut off of support on, from some of the custodians, so we can get those people back in. It's really important. So yeah, Cripple Resistance, you got a hand up. How's it going, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
You still sound tired.
It's right back into the fire, man. Like when you get back. So yeah, I'm a little bit tired.
There was some word concerns about the password abilities with Brave. Do you have any updates with that?
I don't. I'm like looking into that one in particular. I was one I was kind of crawling through what was going on, and am still checking with the team on. Unless anybody from the team here has an update on that, I don't have one yet.
So so you don't know if it's with Brave or is it with Chrome or Google?
I am not totally I don't know enough to comment on it, to be honest, because I'm still catching up on what happened.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I know it's not a very satisfying answer, but let me try and get you a more satisfying one. Yeah. Any other questions from folks?
Do we know if anyone else is also doing the on-chain rewards? Because I know some other browsers do rewards similar to our model. Like I believe Edge does it, Opera GX does it, Vivaldi does it. But does any of them actually do it on chain?
So like there's one that's like comments on us frequently that claims they're going to but haven't. I don't think any others do it on chain that I'm aware of off the top of my head. But yeah, and I think this is why the on-chain stuff, I really want to get it pushed out as soon as possible, is because the more and more we can do that, the better. And there's been some really good work going on behind the scenes too. I think I commented on this on the Twitter post I did before I went on vacation, but like as part of this whole effort, and Marshall Rose isn't here right now, but he basically was like heading up a compliance division within Brave, because when we were doing this before, we've always done anti-fraud stuff, but the compliance stuff was typically handled by, whatever custodial partners we were linking to. Well, now that we're doing this on chain, we have to assume some of that burden. And so there's kind of this balancing act between, we don't want to change any of our requirements on, users getting into the system, right? So like, we don't want to KYC users or anything like that. But what we also have to make sure we're doing is like making sure that we're being compliant too. So like Marshall's leading up this like pretty valiant effort across the whole org to be doing things, everything from like, advertising customers, for example, that are paying on chain, like double checking that, okay, the addresses are using compliant, et cetera. Like there's a whole bunch of stuff going on behind the scenes there. And then I know there's also some work on getting like the Helios RPC stuff set up so that we can make the payouts more efficient. I think that's pretty close to done. I need to double check with Jackson on that, but yeah. I hope that helps. I know that Opera was talking about doing, like, they had a kind of a crypto browser they had spun up, but then kind of walked it back. And then we're going all AI browser.
but like we just kind of ship everything in Brave and let people.
Speaking of Opera, I see they basically like have a big majority of advertisement on YouTube and Twitch. And I know that a big appeal is their niche is towards gamers, and they have a very customizable browser. Is this something that we're not interested, or because we have like a different audience, or because we're trying to appeal to a different type of audience, or why don't we have as much customization as they do? I assume that weighs on the browser and makes it a little bit slower.
Yeah, I think there's a couple things with that. Like one, there's sort of this trend of like trying to simplify things down to where like the sidebar is an example of this where you know, and the thing I've found out from working at a browser is that you never please anybody really. Like if we have a side, people want a sidebar, you release a sidebar. Some people never want to see a sidebar, right? Like we did things like I remember on mobile they moved where the what's it called, the bar, the menu bar went from the top to the bottom. We tried that. Some people loved it, some people hated it, right? Like I think the goal is to kind of keep the browser feel simple, like minimal. A lot of the customization stuff's great. We try to kind of lean into like letting the user customize things, like for example, we have like, you know, the sponsored images, users can turn that off, or like things like Shields mode where, you know, you can make that aggressive or completely turn it off if you want, right? Like a lot of the stuff we leaned into has been on the privacy front to start. But I think that, you know, more and more, we're also leaning to where we're finding fit. So for example, the Japan team, like Anthony Keene was working with the Brave Japan team, like on finding fit with Brave. It's kind of like a video player for YouTube that doesn't have ads or other video, you know, sites. And so there's a lot of work on like, well, we saw that take off like crazy. Like a lot of people, Japan became one of our biggest markets because of that strategy, but there's a lot we could carry over, right? Like, and a lot of this, we see it. I mean, you see it, especially now, like with all this, like YouTube and Google getting more aggressive on things like the ad blockers on YouTube, where, you know, if we can stay ahead in that arms race, like you start seeing people move to Brave and people talking about it. And it's important, right? Like I think that these gaming markets are great, but having like one of the reasons I think Opera customizes things and makes spin-offs of different browsers is that, you know, they can make a really custom experience there. With us, it's like we're trying to kind of cater to a broader audience. And so some of those things that you can customize are cool, but we have to be more like selective with what we customize. And I think we should also listen to the market, like, and see where people want the customization. And so a lot of that has been around the YouTube types of things and experiences like that, where, you know, Brave's got an edge. But I think also, I mean, if you look, it's wild. I mean, like we're seeing this Manifest v3 stuff coming out will start landing, and, you know, it's going to mess up a lot of blocking extensions and stuff. And that'll be another growth hack. And also things like, what was it? Oh yeah. Like even Google, like walking back third-party cookies, they were going to remove those, and they walked it back on that, which was kind of surprising because they spent several years like kicking the can down the road. And I think they finally just capitulated and said, no, we're just not going to do it. I think those types of things really make you wonder, like how much of the regulatory landscape have they captured, basically? Because, you know, it's pretty clear that the systems weren't in compliance anyway. But long story short, I think that like for us, it's like going to custom, you're going to be catering to like a good audience, but like not the biggest audience. And so we're being a little more careful with our approach on that.
On a different note, I'd like to commend the design team on the small update that they did on the new tabs, where you can see the Brave search bar on the bottom, and they also rounded a bit the icons of the favorite pages that you use and frequent.
Yeah. Do you guys like that? I think that's pretty cool. Like that it brings search more front and center. They did this on the website too recently. They redesigned the brave.com website, and now you can like search Brave directly from the website there too, which is pretty cool to see. I don't know if folks have seen that, but it's definitely
wow.
a neat way of like kind of getting in. And that's also been kind of the challenge is like as a browser company and then getting a search engine, whereas like you just go to Google and it's like the search engine is right there. So kind of bringing that to the homepage there is pretty cool.
Makes perfect sense. Yeah, looks much better and it's much easier to find things and to use them straight away. I really like this.
Yeah. I think Jacob, a bunch of the folks did a great job on the design team.
Who do we reach out to about things that might need to be updated on like Braves websites, web pages?
Yeah, I think. Let me think here. Like, there were some pages, right, Baz? Maybe it was my bad for not relaying this stuff.
Yeah, but there were some other things too. Like I noticed since then, like places with like really old like user numbers, like 50 million users or 60 million, or I don't know. I feel like usually whenever I browse enough on it, I usually do find some stuff that might have like either minor typos or awkward wording or outdated numbers.
I wonder if we should make like we have is like the wallet, the collab doc with the wallet was pretty good. Maybe there's something we could do similar to that where it's like for the website, because it's going to be something too where we already have seen it too, where with the help center info too, like when we added self-serve, there was a bunch of things that we had to add to that help center, but like people were catching all sorts of things that were mismatching and stuff like that. Maybe we should make a doc that we can share direct with the team, and I can add the web team to that so that everybody has, usually getting it where everybody has access to it makes it easy, because then I can just tag them in the doc and they can check in there. Let's connect on that one. Like, I think that's a good idea, especially if there are 50 million numbers floating around. We should definitely update that.
Yeah, on some like the pages like meant for like advertisers or prospective advertisers are some of the places where I see like outdated numbers like that. So I think, that might be a benefit to y'all as well, just because, bigger numbers tend to be more attractive to people.
Agree. You're totally right about that, for sure. No, good call out. All right. How was Nashville, Bowes? Did you enjoy it?
Oh yeah, it was great. Me and Drew met up. Of course, we met up with Carlos. We also got to hang out with Moonbeamer some. She's pretty awesome. She took us out for some Nashville hot chicken.
Nice.
I think I was the only one who got like the traditional like Nashville hot chicken, or at least what I've always like pictured as in my mind. It was quite good. Definitely enjoyed that. Met some cool people. Few people that I don't know, maybe we'll do something with in the future. So that was kind of nice. Got to actually see some people from North Carolina too, who ended up turning out for some events. So that was also kind of cool.
Oh, nice. Awesome. Also, too, I totally forgot to mention this because we launched it like right before I left. So we've done launched a campaign with WIF. They were doing like a charity thing where if you buy the hats, they give it wasn't a hat thing. It was like you could donate to like animal shelters and stuff. Which former colleague Max reached out to me and was like, "Oh, I'm doing a bunch of stuff with the WIF guys. Like, let's run a campaign for this." And I was like, "Yeah, let's try it out." So if you guys see that one, dog lovers want to help. Yeah, it was pretty cool to see WIF doing that, or the WIF community doing that. So
yeah, I saw that one this morning, and I think is it just on the Optimism chain, or I think that's what it defaulted to anyways. So
it might default to that. I think it might also be on Solana or some other ones. But
yeah, I should have checked. Yeah, I know it kind of defaulted to Optimism, and I happen to have some Optimism that I had airdropped to me, I think, a while back. So I threw a little bit at it just for fun.
Better than having pessimism. Is the internet enough pessimism? It was a horrible job.
Wow,
you see the Optimism just made like an announcement. I think they're doing their own L1 now.
Oh wow. I guess probably the route most L2s will go, huh?
I think so. I swear I was saying something about this a couple of years ago. Anyway, no, that's cool. What else you guys want to talk about? We got 10 minutes left. I know there was some brainstorming going on in the Bat Brigade chat too about ideas or whatever. I'm totally down to talk through some of those if people want to talk about that. Or I'd love to hear too, like if you guys have any ideas on creators, like things we could do with creators, or ideas around like rallying community around creators or things like that. Like, love to hear on that too.
So one thing I was kind of thinking on the creator side is, I know it can sometimes be hard getting people to want to promote Brave on those platforms just because of, ad blocking, and that, they can feel like, well, they might ad block and not, even turn on rewards, or they might not tip me. But, along that lines, I was kind of thinking, like there are some creators that I don't even think monetize their content just because they post content so infrequently, but at the same time also do tend to get like multiple millions of viewers when they do post like once a year. Maybe some of them would be like good people to consider like reaching out for like just like a sponsored slot, especially like people who do content that can't really be monetized normally because like maybe it's music related and they inherently will use too many music clips to be able to monetize and stuff like that, because they might be a little more open to doing like a paid sponsorship or shouting out Brave, since they won't feel threatened by it.
I think it's a great idea. Like, and love to get some examples of those that we can reach out to. Because there's also some stuff we're working on too around like in-kind kind of promotions too, where like because we've been seeing some pretty good results with these pilots, like getting some folks that are creating content to like push Brave and Bat more. And then, we actually like promote their, podcast or channel or whatever through ads, because some of this stuff we've been driving has been pretty significant as far as like volume and reach goes for these folks. So if people have ideas for creators, I know Godson reached out with a good lead on that, and a few others too. I think these are things I'd love to get us moving on to. Like, I like that we're doing the moonwalk thing and things like that, where we can, gamify stuff a bit, especially because we'll have some more ambassadors coming on too. Like, and this is the kind of fun stuff where you can get ambassadors, hyped up and active on and things like that. And I don't know. I think it's good to organize around this stuff. Open for any other thoughts, but yeah. Or we can wrap early if you guys want to wrap early. I know it's summertime. What do you guys think will be, how bullish are you guys on the numbers this month for growth?
Dude, I don't know. It's always hard to say because it's summertime, right? But I don't know. Do you got any insight for us?
I'm still catching up, man. I am a bullish. I don't know. It seems like I'm seeing an interesting trend with like as Karate Combat gets more viewers, like whenever they do events, we seem to get a good little boost on the numbers. I can't say it's totally related, but I like to say it.
Sorry. So you say you're bullish. Why was that again?
Oh, when they have these Karate Combat events, right? Like where we get a lot of eyeballs on it. I think it's been helpful. But I think like the more disruptive we are too, like, I don't know, this election season's getting even more wacky than I think people expected. But, the more we see these big tech people, shooting themselves in the foot, I think Cripple Resistance was good about this, like always saying we should be always calling it out. Like, and I totally agree now. Like, and I'm going to get more and more shameless about this, like going forward.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of pretty big accounts on X. Elon Musk was talking about it and stuff, right? And it's actually kind of cool because I saw quite a few people, or I saw people talking about what to use, other than Google, and a lot of people like that aren't normally here in the community were putting Brave in there, so it's good to see. So I wouldn't be surprised if Brave, the search numbers especially, are up, but who knows?
Yeah, no, I'm stoked to see. 420 got hand up. 420. Oh, hands down. Anyway, no, yeah, I think pretty bullish about these things as we get out there too. It's also interesting to start to see like some more of these other alternatives creep up, but also seeing stuff like Venice. I don't know if you guys saw. They called out they're using our API for some of their stuff, which is pretty cool.
Who was it?
Venice. It's like what's his name? Eric Voorhees.
Oh yeah.
Startup, AI startup. They're using the Brave Search API for getting real time results in there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to, jinx it, but I did get some Brave QR scans last week, so we might be having some good numbers. I don't know. And it's also been like heat advisory almost every day lately here. So maybe it's gone so hot that people are getting back on the internet, and it's going to give us a number boost.
It ain't COVID, but it's something.
Oh yeah, it's definitely something.
I think research should do more comparisons against DuckDuckGo, because whenever I see comparison or other people are mentioning DuckDuckGo, and I try to tell people that that's based off Microsoft or Bing, and that's a good thing for us because we are independent.
I think it's a great idea. Like, and I totally agree too. I think it's one of those things where, you tell somebody something, but then when they can see it, especially too, like with how the Brave search engines changed, like it like looks pretty amazing, right? Like, especially like a comparison, but also like in the censoring, like we're not censoring the stuff in the same way. Maybe I'll just do some of those my own and like, tweet them out or something.
You can always take my take on be brave, be free, or try brave, be free.
Yeah, man, I will
use it all the time.
I will. Maybe I'll have you guys like red pill me some comparison queries too that you guys want to see.
It's not about the red pill. It's about the freedom pill.
Hey, I love it. Even better, man. Yeah, no, that's great. Like, keep the ideas coming to you because I'm just gonna get more and more shameless with doing them. So let's go.
I kind of agree with what Drew was saying too. Like we talked about in person, but like if we could get an install QR code maybe on the mats at Cry Combat, I'd be very curious to see like if that led to an uptick. Just because like I feel like so many people are watching it, probably not on their phone.
I wonder if they could do that with the resolution and make it work. Like they should be able to, right? Maybe we should talk to them about that.
Yeah, definitely will.
I mean, they also do so much stuff in like post for Cry Combat. I don't know. It could even be something in post potentially. But then again, I guess our Braves advertisement isn't really.
Like, I know that they do mention like they do like voiceover stuff and maybe they can flash one on the screen. But if they put it on the map, maybe like we should get them to check and see like if the blood covering it will interfere or not. I don't know. I think like getting a fighter sponsor. Drew had this really good idea. Like let's get fighter sponsored, and would be super cool. And this kind of stuff is good because I mean it's when you think about. I remember I think Drew was sharing a picture or an Instagram screenshot from 4 days after the last fight before this one, where the guy got creamed into the mat right on the logo. And I think he had like 29 million impressions on Instagram. It was like 4 days old or something. Like I remember when we were first looking at these, like November last year, and the numbers were like tens of thousands. It wasn't even anything close, but like seeing how that goes. And we had a call with Karate, like they were like, dude, like we're super happy, and we said the same thing. And so like we're just going to keep rocking on the partnership, and we're working on new ways that we can kind of like incorporate their sponsors into our stuff and vice versa. And I think so it's a real cool success story, I think, with born right out of the community too. I mean, like really awesome stuff. Baz, you got your hand up.
Yeah, I was just curious. Do you think we'll still see Brave and Cryo Combat work together after this, current season? I mean, I know that's probably, a little bit up in the air.
No, I told Dave, like over there on the call, I'm like, dude, we will continue doing this as long as you guys want to, because it's awesome to see. Like, I feel like when we went to Vegas, was in December, I was like, dude, this is the vibe's cool. We're here. We're at something neat and early, and seeing it take off has been really rad. But like we're seeing, I mean, it was one of the best performing ad campaigns we ran, and the team over there is super cool. And we just I love it, man. Like I think we should definitely keep it going.
I got a question. Do any sites try to block Brave advertising, or just do censor Brave at all, like the advertising part of it, or not?
We haven't seen it too much. I think like one thing we keep an eye out for are like rankings and things like that. And sometimes you have like they're called conquesting campaigns where other browsers or search engines might try to buy the same keywords or buy the branded keywords or lookalikes, things like that. We kind of watch that too, like on the growth side. But blocking them, it's I haven't seen it directly, but I've certainly seen other things that are kind of mucking around. I mean, Proton sees this stuff too. I even wonder sometimes when I look at some of the ranking pages, like some of the results I see around it, how much of that might be.
Do you see that on Facebook at all?
I haven't seen it on Facebook as much as some other big name companies that I won't name out loud. But yeah, like we have an eye out, and you guys know me. I'm always got a few layers of tinfoil on around this stuff. But yeah, I know that we're over time now too. So really appreciate everybody coming out for end of July call. It's great to be back. Looking forward to being back. Same bat time, same bat channel next week. Until then, see you all online, and have a good one, y'all. Take it easy.
See you guys.
Bye, everybody.
Stay
See
batty.
everyone.